Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. The sun has just come out just for a second, so because it was so dark just now, it's been pouring with rain on and off, hailstones, goodness knows what, but now it's lovely and sunny. So I'm hoping that it stays that way because otherwise the lighting in here is not good, and then you won't be able to see nothing. So we're going to work with an older die, one of John's first Christmas collection, which is called Snowflake Square. Now, there are two in this series. So there was Snowflake Lattice and Snowflake Square. So I thought we'd just work with this one, which is just a little bit different. I've got a couple of samples to show you anyway, but I'm going to do something completely different and then show you the other two samples. So you've got a lots of different choice. So thank you for joining me. To Eunice, Mary, Melanie, Jenny, June, Pat, Sue, Nicola, Viv, Jane, Janice, and loads of you. It's lovely to see you. An extra hour in bed, except, well, it was so dark. Even so, because it was such a horrible day. So nice that it's an extra hour in bed, but we had an extra hour to get ready, so that's good. So let us get started with our Snowflake Square. So there's actually 3 dies in the die set. Oh, if I can get them out of the packet, I'll be able to show you. So you have got the inner piece, which is our square. Then we've got a beautifully fitting stitch dot outer piece there, and another one just a fraction bigger there as well. So we haven't got an outer edge on this die either, so which is, I think, just such a good idea, because then you can really mix and match that quite a lot. So subsequently, I have already cut out some pieces here, and I'm going to be using some of the Izink glitter. There are 16 different colours, and I have done a few different colourways for you to see, but I'm going to use Christmas green, or that's what I would call it, but they actually call it that, Vert Fonce. Look at me, probably isn't pronounced like that at all, but beautiful greeny, real Christmassy green colour. I'm not quite sure if it looks like Christmassy green in your eyes, but that's what we're going to use. So I have taken some white card, and I've first of all taken a piece that is 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres, which gives me quite a nice wide border for that. So I'm then going to stick it down. So I'm going to leave it with that wide border, because I'm not going to put a frame on this one. I'm going to stick this straight down. I know some people struggle with frames, so I thought, well, let's do a no frame one for this one. So I stuck that down so it's in the centre, and that's on my 14 centimetre by 14 centimetre piece. And then I've also cut out a piece which is 13.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres, and a piece of double-sided adhesive sheet, the John Next Door one, which is the same size as well, so 13.5 by 13.5. And I'm going to pop that onto this piece, onto the smaller piece. Now I've made it fractionally smaller because if I make it the same size, I have found that I get glitter where I don't want glitter to go. If it overhangs a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Have you done that before now? So I'm just going to put that straight on my piece. But if I put that straight on the top there like that, that's great. But if I just by mistake didn't get it right, I know I'm showing you too much there, but I just don't want glitter along the edges there. So I'm going to leave that to one side. I can throw that piece away. I'm going to leave that for just 1 minute. Now we're going to cut our frame. So 2 things to show you. I should have taken that off and shown you before I did that. Hold on. So with some of the intricate frames, now this is not going to happen with, but I just wanted to show you. I thought, well, this brings out an ideal thing to show you. If you find sometimes, especially if you've been cutting lots of them, they might get a bit sticky so that your die stays within your, your paper stays within your die. I use, I'm sure other makes are available, something like a tumble dryer sheet. Now I know there's all sorts of different ways that you can use this. So you could use the what are they called? The plastic sheets for the dividers, and just plastic bags and all that sort of thing. But I don't want them all cut up, because that's what happens when I've done those. They get cut up. So with this, I just keep a packet of these. I mean, I've had that one ages. You don't really need to use them very much at all. Take your your tumble dryer sheet and rub it over the back, over the cutting area of the die that's giving you any grief. As I say, this isn't giving me any grief, but I'm just showing you so that you can see what we're doing with it. Then I should have put it back in there then, and just measure that, try and keep that together there. So pop that down. So that's one thing. The other thing is, we have now got the metal shims in. So these are the Crafts 2 metal shims, which have got the edges rounded and they are not sharp. Some of them, they are so sharp. I've got some old Spellbinders one, and they are almost like you need to sign a disclaimer, to be honest with you. But or Spellbinders need to sign a disclaimer. So I'm going to pop that onto my cutting board. And then if you were using your metal shim, you would just pop that over the top. So not that it cuts into it, it's pressing down onto it. And then you put your cover over the top and then just run that through the machine. Oh, excuse me. Well, I'm glad someone does, Janice. Yes. Janice is saying that she uses them as well. As I say, I have tried others, but I just find that that is about my favourite way of doing it, to be honest. So just carefully take my sticky off, like so. And you can see that most of the pieces have fallen out anyway, but I just ease those out. So it's got a really lovely pattern. And you can also, which I made another one earlier. Let me just take the last little bits out. That they actually look nice if you double them up, but then turn one round the other way. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Just take these last little bits out. Yeah, I think they're all done. So let's throw those pieces away. So I've got another one that I did. So if you put that one round that way and then turned that one round that way, you've got a really thick double snowflake there. So you have got different ways that you could use that. So there you go. So let me just take some of the, I can feel that I've got some of the sticky from the back of the tape that I adhered the die to it. So I just want to take that off. Otherwise I'm going to get glitter on there. I don't want glitter on there. So just take that bit of stuff off there. So then I'm going to take my backing piece off of my double-sided sheet. Sure, there's an easier way, but you like to watch me struggle, I know. Okay, so I'm leaving the sticky on that side and peeling this piece off. And then I'm going to place my snowflake square over the top. So I am going to try and, because I made this fractionally smaller and I've got a nice wide border, I should be fine, but I do want to just make sure that I get all of my space here onto the sticky so that I can see. I'm going to have to, oh, hopefully. Hard to see when I'm above it there. And then I'm going to take my carrier sheet, because there's lots of little bits here, but these bits are still sticky, and I'm just going to press that down so that it all sticks. If I did it the other way, it would all stick to it, but you've got that shiny surface, and then we are all good to go. Then I'm going to take in a piece of copy paper, and I'm going to take my beautiful green in this case, but I'll show you a couple of other ways in a minute. So it's a Superfine glitter. It's not one that needs heat setting, but isn't that beautiful? I know there's quite a few ladies that particularly like green, so this one's for them. I'm going to rub it in though. I find that if you rub it in, you can just sprinkle it on, but I want to get a very definite covering. So I'm just going to rub it into the surface, just so that I can make sure that I've got it in. And because it is very fine, it will fit into all of these little bits beautifully. Okay. So shake the worst of it off, but you can see that there's bits all over here as well because it's so fine, and we need to get rid of that. We don't want that as well. So for that, I keep one of my tiny brushes, it could be a paintbrush or whatever, just to go over the whole of the surface. So you're not going to take any of it away where it's stuck on all those bits, but all of the loose stuff, including on your finger, is all going to come off there because you don't want any of that. Okay, so just make sure that it's now back to white where it should be and green glitter also where it should be. So it gives a nice crisp finish to there. And then we can pop back into our pouch all of our glitter. Whoops. And then, whoa, it's a really nice, strong closure on these. So you chop the top off and then you use that. And I mean, you've got loads in there, absolutely loads in there. Some of the colours that I use a lot of, like the white, I do actually decant that off into a little bottle so that I've got a little pot sort of thing as well. So there we've got our beautiful background. So now I've already cut, I'm going to go on to an 8x8 card base, okay, but I've already cut quite a few layers in order to build this up. So my first layer that I've cut is 14.5 by 14.5. So if you remember, this white one was 14 by 14. So I'm going up just by 0.5 centimetre. Okay, and as I said, this is a flat piece this time. It's not going to be with frames and things because not everybody either feels comfortable making the frames or maybe even likes them. So I thought we'd have a go at doing it the other way. So 14.5 by 14.5 is that piece. That gives you a nice green border all the way round. So then I've gone for a 16.5. I've gone up 2 centimetres and I'm going to pop, hold on, I'm thinking, going to pop some foam onto the back of there. Dangerous to think, isn't it? Have I got any of the blender brushes? I'm afraid they are totally out of stock. The supplier is waiting for them to come in and we have no blender brushes at the moment. So I am hoping to get some other versions in the meantime if I can do such a thing. But I'm afraid the really lovely Craft Artist, aren't they? Craft Artist ones are out of stock. I think they bought loads and didn't think that they would be so popular. I told them they would be, but they no listen. So there we go. Hold on, just bring this here. So I've put this one on a bit of foam, and this one is, so this is 16.5 by 16.5. That's the white piece here. Okay. So as I said, lots of layers going on here. Then I'm going for another green piece. That was 17 by 17. So just a little bit bigger. Should have done it that way around, shouldn't I? So just that little border all the way around. Again, going in with the green so that we're matching. Now I'm going to bring some flowers in a minute, and my flowers are going to be red. So my next layer, because I'm going to make this Christmassy, my next layer is going to be the red, or the red that I'm going to use my flowers in a second. So again, that one was 17.5. So we're going up very gradually. But I'm only giving it a very tiny hint of red. Going up one more. Now I'm going to go up. I'm going to put some more foam. And as I said, lots of layers. Liking lots of layers today. So I hope you're all keeping safe. I think some of you are in lockdown. All my all my Welsh contingent are locked down completely for a fortnight, aren't you? I don't know. We've just got to make the most of it. And that's why we are carrying on here 3 times a week with our videos. So our next one will be on Wednesday. And looking forward to that. Lots of new ideas for you as well. Just putting that on there. We're nearly there. One more green layer, just a fraction bigger. And then you'll be pleased to know that, yes, I know it takes a lot of card, but what's a piece of card? What's a piece of card when I'm enjoying what I'm doing, eh? So I'm just going to put that one on, fractionally wide border again. And that's finally going to go onto my card front. So, and then we've got to do a bit of embellishments with the good old poinsettia. So, again, giving that little border all the way around. Okay. Look at that sparkle. It's beautiful, beautiful. Morning, Christine. Nice to see you joining in. Nice to see some new faces as well as the existing. I'm not going to say old because I'd want to call you old. So here's my card base. Now I've already cut out from here some, using the same red card and the same green, I have cut out some of the classic poinsettias. So I'm going to make up some poinsettias, and I'm going to use, let's have a look, I'm going to use one of the largest size, then one of the next size down, and I'm going to back it with a large size in the green. So it's going to be something like that. And then I will take a smaller one of the green, probably this one, I think, and that's going to go in the centre. Okay, and then we're going to go over with another one that will be, let's see, hold on, that size green, that size red, that size, and then that size. And I'm going to put 2 there. So I'm going to put them to one side. Don't need those just at the moment. So before we just put them on, I can't be doing with flat. Okay, so we've got to have a little bit of something there. So in order to bend or shape mould, whatever you'd like to think of it, of the poinsettias. I'm going to take the green. So this is really representing the leaves behind it. But I'm just going to put my finger in the centre, and then with my finger and thumb, I'm just going to sort of squash them a little bit. So nothing rocket science. I'm just squashing them and folding them up. And I'm going to do the same to all of the layers, whether they be red or green. So it's putting my finger in the centre and then squashing together with these two. When I say putting the finger there, I'm only doing that so that I don't completely fold it in half. I don't really want to fold it in half. Okay, so there we go. And the green one. So the Snowflake square and all the glitters are over on the Facebook Live section of the website at maximumcrafts.com. If anyone desperately needs them in their lives, they are over there, and be happy to do that. We have got also over there, we've got the pre-order of the baubles. They arrive with me tomorrow and will be going out tomorrow. The baubles, what I mean, are the Christmas snowflake baubles from Sweet Poppy. I believe I'm not even sure if there's any left. They were all on pre-order, and if you didn't get yours, I hope that you're not disappointed. There may be one or two. When I looked earlier, there was literally one or two. So bent all those. Now they all need to go together, and I'm going to get my moulding mat just so that I've got something to press onto. So I'm using my glue glaze because there's a quick grab on that, and I'm only putting the glue in the centre, and I'm putting down my red layer onto my green layer and pressing down to get it to hold in the centre. And I've off-centered, you know what I mean, the petals, so that the petals are going one way and then the other. So these top petals will be coming down in the centre of the ones underneath. Hopefully you know what I mean by that. Whoops, it's alive. Just pressing that down. Okay, oh sorry, we're binging. And then I'm going to put my green layer right in the centre. I'm going to put some glue on the back of that to make life a bit easier, because there's a lot going on in the middle there. I'm trying to keep it so that the petals are off-centered as well. And I know they're not petals because they're poinsettias, but again, you know what I mean. So just pressing that down. So you can see that if I was to quickly pop this one together, so the same idea, actually that's the same idea. Okay, that this is a poinsettia that's absolutely flat, yeah, compared to that one. So all I've done is squashed each of the petals and then popped a ball tool in the middle, and up they come. So they really are, you know, very versatile, very easy to use. And I personally think they look much better than a flat card. I know that people will be sending them and that sort of thing. But I think if you've gone to the trouble to make such a lovely card, even though I said myself, this is the sort of card that should be given to someone, I think, maybe, if you're worried about the postage. I know. Or popped in their door, because if we can't go out, oh golly, let's not go down that one, eh? Oh dear, let's not go down that one. So that, and then my little green one just in the centre there. Okay, so that's a couple of flowers. Just hold that centre. So I will finish this one off later, because we need a sentiment and that sort of thing. And I want to put some jewels of some sort in there. Let me just check what colour jewels need to go in there. Red potentially. Just having a look. Hold on. I don't think we want a black one in the centre, do we? No, I think we could go with red. And what we could do is we could put possibly a bit of glue in there in a minute, because they probably won't stay otherwise. And I think that we will put 3, can you see that? 3 little jewels in the centre, but I will pop them on with a bit of extra glue, because I don't know about you, if you've had them a little while, which I have, the glue never seems to be quite so good on them. They're not very much money anyway, are they? So you can't expect a great deal there. So I will finish this one all off. We need a banner which says Merry Christmas and blah, blah, blah. However, let me just bring in a couple that I've done as well, which are using different colours. Sorry, pop that over there. Different colours. So this one was using the dark green, so very Christmassy, with the red. Not sure what colour red is called, but the red card, again, making it into a very Christmassy colour. Just pop that over there. And we've got another Christmas combination, which is the red and the gold. Now, this one, let me just bring my camera in a bit closer. So this one is done using the frame, the outer die. Can you see that? Yeah, just about. See this outer die here? This was from the actual Snowflake square set. And then I have put different colours on here. So what I did was here was I put the red all the way around first. Then I scooted that off. Then I put the gold, and then lastly the red again. So you can mix and match a little bit. And so then I took red for my background, and I also made this a frame. So I've used some gold waterfall card and made a frame out of it using the press cut nesting squares. And then I've used the actual stitch dot one for the outside layer there. Use the stencil sentiments, the Merry Christmas for the stencil sentiments, and just put a bow on for that one. And again, it's an 8x8 card. Okay, and then just to show you a different way again, this one is my pink card, pink and silver. So hold on, bits and pieces there. Oh, let's have it round the right way. That'll help. So this one I have used the pastel pink. So that's that one. Just the one colour. I've cut it out and used the same sort of sizing and everything, but then I decided that I would go with silver card, so it's silver pearl card, it's not the shiny card, and make another frame for it so that that's mounted up onto foam. I've taken one of the old sentiments and popped them on the side. You'll be pleased to hear that we have other sentiments in the offing which are going to be beautiful as well. I'm afraid this sentiment is no longer available, just in case. And then I have made some poinsettias that I've popped in the corner. A little bit of a sneak peek, so only quickly look, because they are using some new products that will be coming out later this week. So a different selection for you, all different, because of the different colorways that I've done with it. So there's lots of different, the same die, but done in a very similar form. It's just all different colours, which, you know, is whichever colour you fancy doing, really. I think these are, although I say it myself, as I said just now, these are perhaps for the special people in your life. They're not going to be the cards that you just give to any old person, because we like to choose our people, don't we? But I think that you all agree that they are pretty special cards. So they are rather nice. Which one do you like best? Which one do you best? What dye did I use to do the flags? It's a discontinued one of about 6 or 7 years ago, and it is a Cherry Lin one. So there you go. It's very pretty, but yeah, that's a very old one. I managed to get it off from an eBay source, I think, anyway. And I'm afraid I don't know what it's called because I've lost the packaging. Yeah, that one. You like that one the best? You like the pink one? This, I think a lot of it's down to whatever colour that you like in the first place, really, isn't it? I mean, that one looks really Christmassy. And that one is sort of like girly Christmassy. Can you get girly Christmassy? Maybe. I don't know. Well, by the way, I stamped the sentiment on there with grey, smoky grey, not with black, because I was going from that. I didn't want to emboss it or anything. So a bit of a selection for you, and you know, you take your pick. So I did say I was going to announce something for next Sunday. So next Sunday we'll be here on the Sunday special at 11 o'clock, and I'm going a little bit backwards in time, backwards to monthly kits. Now, up until early part of this year, when COVID changed the world forever, I was doing a monthly kit for everybody, whereby you get in the kit coming to your door all the bits and pieces you need to make a card or a couple of cards or whatever it was, including dies, stamps, card, etc. There's no online workshop with it as such, but there's usually a video and there's definitely instructions on how to finish your card off. And just possibly for 1 month only, I'm bringing that back. So the monthly kits are coming back for the month of November. I will be launching it next Sunday, which is the 1st of November at 11 o'clock. And they will be going out as from the 7th of November. So it gives you a few days which to sort of decide if you want one and go with it. Some of the products are new that are used in it and some are not so new. So you do need to have a check once I've launched it, whether you have got any of the kits components and whether you would like it. So that is something to look out for, as I said, next Sunday. Okay. On this coming Wednesday, though, cannot remember for one moment what I'm going to be doing. I've got it all written down. I'm all organised, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, so the next time I will be with you will be this coming Wednesday, which is the 28th of October, and I will be with you at 11 o'clock. I do, when I put on a Facebook that I'm going to be doing the YouTube, it's all confusing, the YouTube live, you will, if you are a friend of mine, supposedly, like how they go, you will get notification. So I do hope that you don't mind getting a notification like that. It's just an automatic thing. And so, you know, that's how it works, just to remind everybody of the fact that I'm going to be there. But I think most people already know that it's a fairly regular, unless there's anything vital that I can't be there for. Okay, so I'm glad you like the reminders. I mean, I do put it on the Facebook group. And if you subscribe to the YouTube, this channel that you're on now, you do have to be logged in via your Google account, and you will be able to then both chat, live chat, and comment. And if you then, there's a little bell. They've done it in a different way now, but by the screen there's a little bell, and if you click on that bell, you will be notified via YouTube that there's an up and coming event. So there's all different ways of knowing about it, but do pass it on to other people that you think might benefit from it. And it's because it's lovely to see new people as well as the ones that have been with me for some time, which is great. So thank you very much for joining me, everybody, today. I will finish this card and I will pop all 3 of them up on the website so that you can not on the website, on the Facebook page, so that you can have a look and see which one you like best. And I will see you on Wednesday. Take care, keep safe, and thank you very much for joining me. Bye.